This is Mr. Van Kaplan. Today we're going to do lesson 11 and we're going to look at making some 3D patterns. So make sure you start a new file. Let's keep it English with the standard IN. Okay, let's start our sketch. Let's choose the XY plane and we're going to make a rectangle. Okay, let's dimension that. Let's make them pretty big so we can see a lot of different patterns. Let's make it 8 by 7. Okay, and once you've done that, let's go ahead and finish 2D sketch. And let's extrude that. Let's do a 5-inch extrusion. Okay. While you do this, go ahead and change your color. And you don't have to copy me. You can pick any color of your liking. This white background, I like to do bright colors. It makes it look a little bit better for you all. Okay. Yeah. Let's go with yellow. Okay. So now you should have a rectangular prism, 7 by 8 inches, and then we've extruded it 5 inches. Let's start on this top face here. So right click, choose a new sketch. Okay, so now we're working on the top. Let's make a smaller rectangle. Let's dimension it to be 1 inch by 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and we also want to add dimensions to get it kind of centered. So from this side, that's not the right one. Hang on a sec. It's going to say it's over constrained, and it is. Okay. Hit your project geometry, and you want to see these two sides. Okay, let's add a dimension from here to here. Let's make it a 1/2 inch, so 0.5. And then let's do the same thing from this side. And it was almost that, 0.5. Okay, so now we've kind of centered this rectangle. Okay, we're done with the 2D sketching. So right click, finish 2D sketch. We want to extrude this. Let's make it come up 0.75 inches. Hit OK. So now you can see that block is raised up. So now we're going to learn how to do the 3D pattern, which this video is about. Just like in 2D, you have your rectangular, circular, and mirrors. Let's do a rectangular. Here's our shape, so our feature. Click that. And then direction 1 is this way. Direction 2 is this side. And you can see it makes them go down. Let's make it have 5 and 3. And now we're going to have to adjust our spacing. Let's try 1.5. That looks pretty good. With circles, it's from the center. On the squares, I would say it's from this edge to this edge. Just a guess, or on the rectangles. But hit OK there. And now we have that pattern. So we have a 3D pattern. This is stuff you can do when you make a Lego piece and things like that. Okay, so that's the top face. We've done the rectangular pattern. Let's do one on this side part. Let's do a circular pattern. So right click, new sketch, and that becomes the front. Click that, and then you can zoom in. Let's make a circle now. Okay, let's dimension that to 1 inch. And then we do want to do some project geometry so we can see these lines here. Okay, always do that. See how they turned yellow now. Let's dimension this. Let's say from the center to this line, let's make that 0.75. Should move it to the left. And then from the top of this, and notice how I'm pulling these out. I didn't do that on the square on the top, and it got kind of tough to see. Let's make this 0.75 also. Okay. So now we've done our, we could do a 2D pattern then go and extrude every one of them, but it's a lot easier to use the 3D pattern. Okay, so right click, finish 2D sketch. Let's do another extrusion. Click our shape. Okay, I'm going to move this so we can see. This time let's do a cut. Okay, make it go into it. 0.75 inches. And let's see. We're okay there. So we won't see the front. It's kind of hard since we did that cut. So you may have to hit the home button so you can see it. Okay, let's do a rectangular pattern with a circle. Okay, here's our feature. Direction 1 is this way. Now notice it's going to the left. I want to flip that. Direction 2 is here. It's going down, which is okay. Let's make this a 6 by 5. Change our spacing. Let's try 1.5 again. Oop, too much. 1.2. 1.2, that looks pretty good. Let's hit OK. And now we've got those holes. Okay? And you can see them as you click that. Let's go to the back side now. I meant to do a circular pattern, so we'll do that now. Okay, I've put some things here. The circular pattern's not working out too well, so let's undo that. We won't worry about it. Okay, while we're in this, I want to show you how to use the shell feature. Okay, let's make sure we still got everything. We've got our holes here where it's a cut. Then on the top we've come out with an extrusion. Okay, so let's go to the bottom. Okay, hit your bottom there and right click, finish 2D sketch. The shell is a 3D feature. Okay, and I'm going to hover over that. It tells you it removes material from a part into your Lego pieces and things like that that snap on top of each other. They have a shell done to them. Okay, so let's hit shell. Let's hit the bottom. It says 0.1 inch. Let's change it to 0.5 inches. And let's hit OK. This may not let me do it since I cut those circles into the face, but let's try it anyway. You can see Inventor's thinking. It's doing some loading here. And let's see. It did it. Okay. Not the best looking part, but that's okay. You can see this box is empty here, and where I did my cut into goes past that. But this is a shell feature. If we wanted to snap something underneath this, we could do that. So that's what the shell feature does. Something pretty cool just for different parts and things like that when you get in there and start doing some projects on your own. Okay. So we've covered the 3D patterns, and we've also covered the shell feature. And you know, to make it look better, eventually you could go and add your fillets or your chamfers on these edges, which you've learned about in videos earlier. Okay, that's it for this video. Let's save it, do a file, save as. Make sure you save it in the proper place. Okay, say Mr. V Lesson 11 3D patterns. Okay, and we're almost done. The next lesson we're going to look at, we're going to make several part files, and we're going to go in and do an assembly. So save this as 3D patterns. And in the next video we're going to do the assembly. Okay, so we're going to do some more complex stuff.